Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. I am just working, so I feel like you work a little bit better if you're on live sometimes. So, I'm just going to be going through some stuff here. I'm going to be talking to people while I'm just doing this stuff, so fun times. We've got the Immersiontale logo in the background because it's related. It's all related. At the moment, I was just thinking of a way of easily keeping track of things. So, what I'm going to be doing is grabbing some sprite work online and getting this all set up, and then I can easily keep track of things because I have everything in one really big location, and it is not proving to be easy keeping tabs on absolutely everything. Let's see here. Okay, so let's start with the main couple of characters here. So we'll do where's Frisk? That moment where you look for avatars, or rather you look for sprites to represent characters online, and you can't seemingly find certain ones. Ah, there we go. That moment where I was just trying to find some sprites for Frisk. There we go. This is going to take a while, so I might as well be in for the long run when it comes to this. But it'll make organization just a little bit easier. He says that, and then the sprite is literally so tiny you can't see it on the image. Let's try, just type in Undertale sprite Frisk and just see whether this comes up with anything that's bigger than what I've got at the moment. Ah, there we go, that's better. That moment where you end up with, like, ridiculously tiny sprites instead of what you actually want for your background. Oh. And then you have to edit everything properly, otherwise it's not good. What I might actually do here is do the background for these slightly different, because what I can do is create this template for everybody's lists, and then I can just send these to people and be like, look, this is what you need to do, or rather, this is what's left. So this should, hopefully, eventually, be good. Let's just paint over this and in hopes that it's alright. And there we go. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna try and match this up just so it's easy to read. Fun times trying to do this. Oh, there we go. Then I'll just put the logo on everything, and away we go. The idea is that this will be easier to keep tabs on if I just have everything separated a little bit more, like down to the individual cast members. So fun times. Fun times indeed. let's just... Ooh. That moment where you try and downscale something, you downscale it a little bit too much. Oops. Oh. Okay, give this a little bit of a description here. So people know what's going on. All I'm doing is, like, in the background, I've got what I'm going to be doing, which is a character sprite sort of layout thing, and then we're just going to have, like, notes for every single area. Got okay. And then all I need to do is take the different areas, I think, and just have them be done in, like, or what I would like to do is have the various areas done in, like, sprite forms as thumbnails. And then that way it's easy, but again, I'm looking at some of these thumbnails on the sprites as resource, and they look a little bit crazy. Let's try this. Okay, so we got the ruins, Snowden. This might actually go pretty quickly if I can just get this all done how I've done it at the moment. Hey Sailor, how you doing? You're like the only one in here, but I can at least talk to you while I'm working on stuff. How you doing? Everybody else is like chilling out, probably doing their own thing. It's all good. Where's Waterfall here? Huh. Waterfall doesn't have a first section on the sprites as resource. That's interesting. And for this, I may have to do, instead of 200 in scale, I might have to scale it down. Sorry, I was on VRC on the guard. No, that's fine, that's fine. I'm doing good. You? I'm doing alright. The idea for this is I'm going to be going over voice stuff. I was saying that before, that I needed to get that done anyway. But the way that I've got things at the moment in the giant list that I was using ages ago, it just seems really confusing compared to just doing the individual characters in their own sheets and just keeping tabs on what's been done that way. So I'm just making those new sheets now, and then we'll be going in and actually marking those off so we know exactly where we're up to. We're up to here. Waterfall, Hotlands after Waterfall, so we can do, for that we'll represent it with the lab. Or a sprite of the elevator shaft, that might be better. But yeah, I'm just trying to come up with like the mock setup for this now, so that I can easily just hand people stuff and just be like, there we go. Hey, Moody and Sailor is happy. Me better typing. Hey, Happy. Nice to see you after seeing you online before as well. What the hell? There's a problem here, hang on. Okay, I just heard shouting outside. That's not good. Just give me a moment. Like, everything suddenly stopped. Like, I don't want anything happening, like anything bad happening. Okay. I think we're good again. I'm just gonna get set back up again and then away we go. Normally whenever I hear like shouting outside it might be serious, so I always end up having to like pause. Okay, there we go. So, right, let's get this started. Let's try 140 for sprite work. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, 80 by 80, because I upscaled everything here. You know, I should really downscale it just a little bit, so we'll go 80% on everything. You won't be able to see this just for a little while, but once it's all done, it'll be really easy to keep tabs on everybody's lines a little bit more, because the one fear I have at the moment is losing people's lines after we've got so far, because as I've said, this next update is literally going to be the last environmental update, so it's more or less like, after that, I'll be animating, so I'll need those voice lines. So it's going to be a case of having to go looking for them all. Because I have them all in my backup file, so fun times. So after Hotland, it's the core. Let's just do file free 200%, 200%. Blow up the core there, not literally. The core, and then it's New Home, which is represented by Asgore's Castle. $200, $200, right, and then we just go edit, 380. Although, would the core be classed as something separate? I don't think I've got it classed as that. Hang on. No, I do, sorry. Okay, Hotland, the core, New Home, reset, okay. These might need to be downscaled again. Reset can be represented by the dog shrine, if I can get sprites for that. Where is it? That moment where I'm trying to find the, ah, there we go. Oh no, those are borders. Oh, dog shrine for the... There we go. Because the dog shrine really in this is going to lead into Mad Mew Mew. I'm going to have it be represented by Mad Mew Mew's sprite. Happy. Right, let's shrink these sprites again. You'd be like, oh, this is just a boring stream, but actually it's like I was saying when I started it, it's like, it's good for organization and forcing me to do this stuff. Because, like, there are some times where you just think, oh, I'll just do stuff on stream, and then you end up procrastinating or something, and nothing gets done. Whereas instead, by doing this, it actually forces me to do stuff. And even though you might not entirely see everything that's going on, with me at least kind of talking about stuff to everybody, you know, about like the update, about work and stuff, at least then I can guarantee stuff gets done. I'm going to be binging Nightmind's Welcome Home Deep Dive. I like these types of streams, says Happy. I like to chill, you know. I just like to hang out with everybody and chill. It's all good. So we got that. And then we got the Mad Mew Mew icon, which will be here. Look, he's gonna enjoy that when I do the reset. Right, and then for the rest of it, it was after reset, it's the date with Alphys, the end, and the surface. Okay, so the date with Alphys can be represented by the garbage dump. Sounds terrible, but that's kind of how it is. Or rather, no. Dr. Alphys could also represent the True Lab, so we'll have the True Lab up in here instead. And then this way, I can just change the profile whenever I need to the different character, add a different sprite from the cast, and just mark each one off and be like, yeah, the VA stuff is done for this character. I like chilling too. Me in a 5-degree room says happy. But yeah, I imagine I've kind of annoyed a few people by keeping them waiting for ages when it comes to like lines and stuff. Totally not my intention, but as you've seen, I've been incredibly busy basically cooking up the entire underground. I have to keep apologizing for that because like it's the whole problem is like I just don't do well focusing on multiple things at the same time. So I end up having to focus on just one thing at a time. It's like I'll just get these environments done. Okay, I need a sprite of like the final fight or Asriel in his final form. Where is he? That moment where you're looking for the bosses here. Come on, where is he? I could have had the reset ending actually as Photoshop Flowey thinking about it instead of Mew Mew. Can I just like get rid of the Mew Mew sprite there for the moment? Let's see. Okay, there we go. Right, Omega Flowey, True Lab, and then it'll be Asriel, God of Hyperdeath, and then Surface. I just need to find a God of Hyperdeath sprite here because they don't seem to have an easily found one on this website. Dude, I'll go grab one from Undertale Asriel final boss. No, and there's a Roblox fan game as well. Okay. If I just take this and turn that into a sprite, or rather turn it into a setup that I need here. And then I just need the surface. Hey Sailor! Oh no, wait. Sorry, I've already said hey to Sailor. I said the wrong thing there. Hey Sammy, hey Lucky, how you doing? I totally goofed that up and then sounded like I didn't care at the end. I was like, oh no, I started panicking like mad. I do care about everybody. My tone just went severely downhill then. I was just like, oops, made a mistake. Ah! was not good. Dave caught screwing up in 4K? No! There we go, the surface. If I just paste that. Doing good. Did you see this? Yeah, I got the screenshots. Thank you very much. What I'm going to be planning on doing is doing a little bit of like more vent detail and stuff, so that will come in handy. Okay, I might be able to fit all of these on. I'll show you guys what I was doing here now. If I can just like open a Photoshop window, that's going to be... And before it like opens up a completely wrong window here. Window capture. Have we got one for Photoshop already? Add existing. I don't seem to. This is going to be a problem. Oh, yeah, it's not even showing it. I went to do window capture on it. And, yeah, it's not having any of it. It's like, so anyway, Photoshop's going to be a black screen and you'll need to, like, stream your desktop. That's not happening. But, everyone will be able to see these anyway when I've put them up for the cast. The idea is I'm going to name literally like the cast member and then we'll go through and show what lines have been done. I still feel bad for I think it was Z, because like recently I've been trying to get the lines for some of the major characters done for obvious reasons of just not worrying, and we've more or less got the full voice acting for Flowey and Asriel done, but when it came to doing like Toriel and Undyne, Z was like, oh my god, I've got them done for you finally, along with Muffet and Monster Kid, so all my lines are done now, right? And I was like, yeah, I'll just double check them. And then when we checked through, we found out that we'd actually missed quite a lot of lines out that hadn't been done. And yeah, as a result, we kind of freaked out, and I was like, I am so sorry. And Z was like, no, it's okay. I can do these other ones. I was like, oh no. So I had to send like another 2 or 3 files and be like, I'm so sorry about this problem with organization when it comes to lines and stuff. So yeah, I kind of messed Z up there by saying, oh, we're done, and then being like, yeah, we've got extra homework that you need to do. I was like, oh my god. That's the problem when I'm busy dealing with like helping look after the baby and doing stuff there, and then focused so much on like these last few updates, and then next minute it's like, oh wait, I remembered I need to actually make sure that I keep these things on track and organized, and instead it's just like, yeah, nah, your organization's gone terrible because you're not keeping track of things properly, even though you thought you'd had. It's like, oh, oops. So yeah. Since you're organizing files, can you put Religion Tale on the back screen just for the funsies? Oh, you mean with Sans and everyone? I will need to find the files for them again. I know they're on the computer and they're still in here. The only reason I say I have to find them is because I reorganized a lot of files recently just to make some space on one of my hard drives, even though I do not need to because I've got like terabytes upon terabytes of space. It's just one of those OCD moments where you're like, dude, I've got 2 out of 3 terabytes left. I'm gonna need to get back at least a half a terabyte here. No, it's really crazy. So I need to find those images again. I'll just go and search them up eventually. That should be fine. Everything else is totally fine though. I've got like a dedicated backup drive for Immersiontale now. That's good. At the moment, it has like a set of, it has a strip of masking tape stuck to it that just says Immersiontale backup with a little heart meant to represent the soul wrote on it. I'll have to take like a picture of it later on, and it's red. But I decided to be a little bit more cute with it and got a sticker from Etsy. Which is, I think it's a sticker of Frisk saying no matter what happens, it's still you, or stay determined, or something like that. I know it was something like that because I know I have a badge, like a pin that I got of Frisk that says stay determined. But yeah, I wanted to get a sticker, because for a while now I've been wanting to just slap one on the VR headset, because it's all I really use it for, is going like around Undertale worlds and things. And there's not been too many good stickers to find. Kara says, did I miss something? No, you're good. You're good. I'm literally just like organizing things. So, it's not too bad. Let's see, the ruins. I'll show you guys in a moment what I've done. This is literally just all organization stuff, but I'll show you what show what I've done in a moment when I why have I made that so big? That's fine. Alright, yep. So we got the ruins, and then we got waterfall. Not waterfall, sorry. Ruins, Snowden. Dude, that moment where it's like, what, 1:30 in the morning, I'm still tripping from how I'm working stuff at the moment. And, oh, dude, I just realized I'm gonna have to get sprites for Redacted, like both of them. Interesting. I keep saying Redacted, but like, after the next update, you guys will know exactly what I mean when I say Redacted. I just keep messing around and mentioning that, primarily because, one, I'm super hyped and excited, and two, I hope other people get as excited as I am, and I'm the one making this thing, you know. I'm the one making it, and yeah, I get super excited over it. Pretty amusing. I need to I need to lower the font size for certain areas here, and then I'll just color overlay and just make this text black or something, because of how this is at the moment. And then I make this like bold or something. Apparently, oh, that's just all caps. I'm trying to make the font bold, but it's not going for some weird reason. Maybe it doesn't have a bold version because I'm using the apparent same font as Toby now. You know, for like in-game. But yeah, for anyone, while I'm working on stuff here and getting this all set up, if you want to like ask any questions or whatever, feel free to. We're just like hanging out at the moment while I'm organizing things, and then once I've organized stuff a little bit, we shall get going, and I'll be doing some stuff in the background and keep you all informed. Snowed in. There we go. The ruins. I've had a crazy past couple of days, at least, getting ready for the Undernet event the other day, like the Nintendo Direct for it. Trust me when I say, like, working on stuff for that was nuts. I was like, okay, I need to do something. I had Blur, Alphys's voice actor, do some like reach out for me, and we got in contact with Nick Nitro. I got Nick Nitro to do The Last Goodbye, like a remix of it. I'm like, okay, I can use that for the trailer. And then I was looking at trailer stuff. I was like, this is really good, but I don't want to ruin Nick's work by making a really crappy trailer. So I'd rather like wait until I've redone everything, like I said I'd be doing. So it's like, I'll wait, I'll redo everything, and then we're good. And then I found out, like, the Undernet event was gonna literally be in, like, 2 days. And was like, oh, I know we've had kind of planning for this, but I've been busy doing my waterfall event. I ended up having to throw a trailer together in, like, one night. And then The same day, I only got 2 hours sleep while looking after a baby, and then fell asleep face down in the floor. Then I woke up and then had to help Dial out with Dial's work, so that Dial actually had some footage while Dial was doing work for some of the stuff that I'm getting help with character-wise. So I ended up basically having like almost no sleep, doing Dial's video, getting all of that cut up for the event, and then being like, there you go, just throw it all to Digi, throw it all to Digi, we'll have some fun with it. So yeah, it was rough. I made it into the trailers as Gaster. No, you didn't. If you look closely, that isn't Gaster. That's the bad memories. I think I've explained that one before, but basically, the bad memory fight, the original way that I did it, which is in the video, well, the trailer video, the old way of doing it, I'm going to completely redo it better than that, because I think I can do it better with geometry nodes now, which will help it look more 3D and cool. So yeah, bad memory is not Gaster. New home. Alright. But yeah, like I was saying before, I totally forgot about Gaster. And yeah, I think I might end up just leaving him out. I'll just forget him on the cutting room floor. He's not really a big part to this, so... where is it? Reset? There we go. Bad memories can't speaking windings, though. Oh, that's just something I did just for giggles. I literally have set certain things up, like I mentioned ages ago when I was doing the core, that I deliberately did signs that were in wingdings so that people would know and be like, oh, that's a Gaster reference, but Gaster's never actually there, of course. It's just text to show that, oh, he was there at one point, you know. So fun stuff. True Lab. And then we've got other little funny details, like the fact that Temmies are the only things that actually speak English in the entire Underground, or rather only write in English, and it's broken English, because the rest of the text for Monsterkind, to make it look as though it's all wrote in Monster for Frisk, it is literally Ancient Hylian from Zelda. It's stuff like that. The End. I love the way the end is like basically the name for, you know, Azrael, not Azrael's boss fight. It's the end. I've done that in capitals, and then we got the surface, which is the last one. The surface. What do you think Papyrus's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card is? Ooh, trying to think now. There was one, it was like, I'm trying to remember, it was literally just a skeleton card. Give me a sec. Wasn't Skeleton Knight or Ghost Trick or something, it was one of the very first ones. There we go, Summon Skull. That'd be pretty cool. Although Ghost Trick Skeleton would be pretty cute. I imagine it might even be like a cartoon one. I love the way I'm looking up Yu-Gi-Oh stuff here just to answer that, and instead I literally get Sans the Lazy Skeleton as a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You know, because people do their own. Let's try Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon cards. I imagine it would be, you know, like one of Pegasus's cartoon cards. Type in Toon cards. Toon Kingdom would be pretty cool, even though it's not really a monster. It's a spell card, but... Toon Summon Skull says happy. Oh, hey, Ninja Spy! Staying true and making it to the law, says Sammy. I mean, I try and do this as much as I can, you know. Try and get it right. Okay, so here we go. What I'm going to do is the next thing that I'm gonna do is just add like a color chart that says exactly what's been done, as in like whether it's in progress, not been done, or done. So I'll do the usual thing of white is work in progress, red is not done, and yellow is done, and we'll just do like that along the side, and then I can put like boxes underneath each area and mark them off as to what's been done. And then all I need to do is then change the character sprites and everything and just mark them off for each character. And we should be good to go. Let's just make sure all these are marked up. True lab. And then I can show you exactly what I've been working on so that you can see how I'm structuring this. What's that? That's the end. Reset is the one with Omega Flowey in it. New home. Cool. Don't believe I've basically taken like 6 months to just completely redo the entirety of the underground. Pretty nuts when you think about it. And that's 6 months, man. Feels a lot longer. Primarily because of how much I've been grafting. Waterfall. Snowed in. Background color. Now I just need to find the one for the ruins, and I think we're good. Oh, no, cancel that one. That moment where you accidentally put a text box there. The ruins. Now I just need to make sure I, save this so it doesn't go anywhere. Character sheet. Right. Save that, and then I'll just do the extra bits, and then we are good to go organization-wise, and I can tell you exactly where we're up to. In terms of like voice stuff, I'll be listening to some stuff in the background, so at one point, or at certain points, you'll not be able to hear music or anything, because I'm not giving you sneak peeks on people yet. The only time you ever get sneak peeks is when I do like the animations properly, like the reveal animations, and oh, I can't wait. Seriously, really hyped. I may have a new member of the cast for the next update. I just need to write up those lines, which is going to require me to play something else again, I think, to get a better idea of how the character is. And then yeah, I've already got lines voiced for the other character that I want to show off. That's going to be really cool. Who? Oh, I'm not spoiling it. This is one of those, like, because this is the last planned update that I'm going to be doing, as in, like, the one for just environments. The idea is to show off, when it's ready, the core. Let's see, this roadmap, it's got it on. The core, the interior at least, you know, the inside of everything that I did a demo for the other day. The inside of the resort, at least the downstairs section, which is the same one that you see in the Undernet hub, if you're in VR chat. Napstablook's interior, Undyne's house interior, Sans and Papyrus's house interior, because I didn't do that before either, but we need it now. The library and Snowden, I need the interior for that. The lab interior, it just needs to be finished. I did start work on it ages ago, so we'll have to check in on that and see how that's going. Then there's some minor optimization to Snowden, because I think I found trees that don't take up as much frame rate. So I'll be optimizing and just doing basically like the final section of Snowden again to make sure that it matches and fits with the new bit of waterfall that I did, so that there's no sort of break in the continuity or line of sight, so we can see all of waterfall into waterfall from Snowden. So it just makes sense, because the previous version of Snowden had a version of waterfall in it that wasn't as cool as the one that we've got at the moment. And then the dog shrine. And then the idea then is to finally get the lines for or preview lines for Toriel, Asgore, Undyne, Asriel, and the 2 other redacted characters, which I have not yet told people, you know, who those are going to be. Let's see. I just like rasterize type here and then merge layers, and if I take this color key and put that there, then we blow that up by like 200. That'd be okay. Oh, color key. That moment where you get lazy and don't want to type anything up, so instead you just blow something up from a another file and hope it works. Okay, that seems to work. And as long as I don't save that one, technically I'm fine. Did I save that as a PSD? Yes, I did. So if I can open that again. Right. I want to guess, but I don't want to see if I'm right. People have guessed already, previously, who the 2 characters are. But of course, you can pick from a large portion of characters. I've also mentioned another 8 characters that I would like, but I don't know when that's going to get done or if they're going to get done, of which one of them is Lauren from Waterfall, which I actually did get done myself. Lauren being the little yellow thing that's just like, are you a star? Can you kill a star? You know, I need somebody to voice Lauren, so that'll be fun. So a percentage, what do you think the percentage of the project is? Says apocalyptic and then takes away the message for some weird reason. Either that or it was YouTube. Welcome back, Sailor. I'll give people at least one hint for both of these characters. They're both very very interesting characters that people have definitely been interested in the past. In all of Undertale's history on the internet, so you can take from that what you will in terms of like who that's going to be. That could be literally anybody, because of how Undertale has been in the past in terms of you know how big it is. Meow. Oh, what Catty? I actually do want Catty and Bratty. There are models that somebody else has done for them online. The only way that I could literally get those exact models at the moment is if I literally modeled them myself by copying the wireframe, which is possible. It will just take me a while. So I could always like do that and then give those to Dial and be like, Dial, help. You know, so that Dial doesn't have to make them. Because I don't want to stress Dial out too much. It's like I keep joking saying I basically threw like 300 bucks at Dial and was like, I'll buy everything. Because I thought, you know, it'll be cool, it'll go back into the community, and basically everybody will get something, you know, like, because I said to Dial, I get avatars for the movie, or models for the movie. Everybody gets avatars for VR chat, and the community gets a movie at the end of it with more characters in that are all there and all voiced and everything, and are fun to animate. So, you know, it's kind of a win-win for everybody, plus Dial gets paid for it. But yeah, I didn't want to stress them out too much, so I think I may have overloaded them for the moment just by being like, here's all the money, take it, bye, you know. So yeah, I'll have to check in on that eventually and see whether that's still okay, and if I need to, I can lend a little bit of a helping hand and do Catty and Bratty myself, because they should be okay to copy. Hands. Oh no. With the amount of times we get Gaster jokes up in here, I don't think I'll be including Gaster. I think by working on everything else, I will probably forget about him again. It's just the jokes, man. There were too many jokes. There's having a joke and then it's taking it too far. So it's like, no, I'll leave the references in, of course, but we'll have the big guy taken out. He's scattered throughout the multiverse. Apocalyptic says, sorry for what I mean is, how much of this project do you think is done as a percentage? Modeling wise, I'm gonna say probably about 80 to 90%. For voice acting, at the moment, before I even start doing this stuff tonight, because I'm gonna be like for the next hour and 10 minutes after I've set up this stuff, I'm gonna quickly do these sprite sheets for everybody so that people can see where the stuff is up to, and then I'm gonna mark them off one after another and listen to the audio for like the next hour. I reckon the audio is between about, I'm gonna say 50 to 60% done, which means then after I've got all of the models and the animation, no, sorry, not the animation, after I've got all the models and the audio done for voiceovers, then it's animating. And that's going to be real fun, because then I actually get to animate the new stuff a lot better than I previously did, and with more frames. So it'll look a little bit smoother. And then one of the other things that I'm going to be doing that I think I showed off in the trailer, but I've mentioned this before, is I'll be taking out the player character as much as possible, because there was the crazy thing about people joking today and being like, oh dude, this is literally just the verbal ace thing, but for Undertale, right? And I'm like, no, that's totally not what it is, you know. So the player character will have a incredibly minor role, to the point where I might even literally just have them as a disembodied voice rather than actually showing up anymore. And the reason why I say that is just because I don't feel like at the moment that it is relevant anymore, despite the original plan being to include the player in some shape or form. Like, where's the trailer here? I'll show you from like last night. I'll show you the trailer from last night, even though it's got like all the stuff here in terms of like the it's the same trailer again, or rather it's the same trailer music. Where is it? If I just bam, there we go. Okay, so yeah, this is last night's one, and I'll go through and explain it a little bit, because yeah, I think I need to. So let's go ahead here, and we'll move me to the side for the moment, so I can just, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to explain this and what happened, or rather what the whole idea was originally, and then we'll go through some of the other stuff just really quickly. So you'll see portions of the old version of the True Lab. This is when I was getting stuff set up, and this is also around about the same time, about 8-9 months ago, when I first started working in the Undernet, or rather through the Undernet, I suppose you could say, collaborating with Floral, who give me the amalgamate models. And that's really where this started, where I was like, okay, I've got the amalgamates, this is really cool. But one of the reasons for the player character was because I didn't have a good Frisk character model at the time, so I thought, right, I'll include the player character. It makes sense for the immersion aspect, in that the player is so really ingrained in the game. You know, they're so immersed in it that they actually believe that they're there, which is why we see them throughout the trailer, in this version at least anyway. They've got them right in front of the TV in the True Lab as we finish the VHS tapes. Then we've got the bit with Kara again. There's the new render for New Home here. There's Asriel. That one I didn't really like too much, primarily because that's the end of the very like first version I think I've done of Asriel turning round. I need to do that a little bit better, so it's not. It feels a little bit robotic when the ears don't move anymore. They like slap down to the sides, and then they don't have any extra movement, and then the eyes just like close, and it looks really robotic. I think memes will appreciate you for keeping the song. I really wanted the song that we got from like Nick Nitro, but I couldn't edit it in time. You know, this is cool. I took Temmie's artwork from I think it was the one of the booklets or something. I think it's like the collector's edition that has a booklet like this, or there's like a small art book that's literally the intro, and somebody uploaded it online, and I spent ages photoshopping it so that there was no like seam in between because it was all like individual pages in high res. I was like, I'll just edit this to make it as good as possible so we can do the intro as faithfully as possible in high res. So that is literally Temmie's artwork. I've just tried to do the best I can of stitching it together. And this was a concept I came up with really like, later on when I was messing around trying to do, I think it was the first trailer, which is like 6 months ago or something now. You know, the banger that everybody's seen with the same music in. This is one of the shots that I tried to do around about that same time in like 4K, where I was like, yeah, what if we see the soul actually going into Frisk from underneath? So this kind of represents the silhouette of Frisk lying in the ruins here, and the soul's coming from up underneath. I was like, that's a pretty cool sort of idea. And then we've got the redone version of the throne room, which is the new one with the first golden flower that bloomed after everybody ended up dying, basically. There's the shot of the ruins. Absolutely love the new ruins. That's a new shot. People might have confused this for a old shot, but this is a new one. This is the shot that I did ages ago of like Asriel and Kara hanging out in Waterfall while messing around with the VHS tapes. And this is actually the new version of Waterfall. It's the section just before Undyne, where we spent ages making that room where Undyne's boss fight will be, and then the run to Heartland. And that's literally that room. You can see with all the floor crystals there. The idea is that I was just like, you know what, I could just put them in the new version. It'll look really cool. We've got the Dark Souls grass there and everything, and the particles. But I wanted to make as many of these shots as I could, the new versions, really quickly and easily, just because of the time sort of restraint I had. So yeah, that's that. Then we got Snowdin again. I like showing off Snowdin, even though I'm not showing off too much of it. The town's going to be good. I just need to again, do a little bit of tweaking to the buildings, and that's Snowdin done. Maybe some optimization to the trees through geometry nodes. But basically, yeah, Snowdin's been done for ages. But I like the old Lesser Doggo encounter here, of which I'll make it a little bit better now that I've talked to and got done the scenario with Wally, Frisk's voice actress. Still mostly the same. It's just got some more movement on it, as it were. So that's pretty cool. Toriel opening the ruins to Snowdin, and then here we go. This is going to be good for anyone who's familiar with anime. So this is the original idea for the True Lab, and I was saying this, if you go back and watch the series that I did for the True Lab, it was something like, I can't remember what I named it properly, it was something like The Making of the True Lab or something. But essentially what this is I referenced it at some point saying, look, there are certain characters that I don't have, or interactions that I don't know how to do in the True Lab. Like, for instance, the whole thing of memory, like bad memory or memory head. I'm not quite sure how to work that in. And then I was like, I'm also not sure on Reaper Bird, because even though I have a model for Reaper Bird, I wasn't entirely sure of how I can translate that fight into 3D, and this is something that I've said many a time with, like, everybody else, which is, like, you've got to think about how this will really look in 3D, and going off, like, the text and the attacks and everything, sometimes they can be hard to translate. So the idea was this is going to be part of the end of the True Lab, is essentially the player and Frisk being messed around with throughout the entire thing, where you can see the sort of the story alludes to the fact that the player is just delusional at this point. There are lots of like crazy sort of switcheroos here where you'd see like the player's reflection in windows and stuff and mirrors, and see Frisk on the other side, which is I thought was pretty neat. But then this is the bit where Frisk gets the one phone call, and we don't know exactly what it is, but it's just like static. And because it's the whole thing of trying to tie in all the lore together, obviously the static stuff is to do with like Gaster and things. So instead of like fully showing off Gaster, what I decided to do was have the Reaper Bird fight be kind of like a weird sort of like reference to Evangelion, the anime. And for anyone who doesn't know, there's a specific scene where Asuka, one of the female characters, basically gets mentally tortured by one of the enemies for a while. And I thought that I'll do like a tribute to that with Frisk and the player, and kind of use it, because the whole point of the player's story throughout all of this is to show them getting over a traumatic event from the past and moving on and becoming a better person. Similar to how, when you do the true pacifist route, Kara becomes a much nicer character in the background if you subscribe to the narrator theory. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense for me. I'll just have this kind of like weird psychological angle with the player. So I'm like doing that here, trying to show both of them in the same sort of position, and then messing around with the wingdings as well, because it was a trailer at the time. So it's like, oh, okay. Then we've got Sans coming up behind the player in Snowden, which will actually be Frisk, because we're going to replace the player. But yeah, more of Snowden there, more of Frisk, who's in the elevator. That is one of the same animations used for Fallen Down, just reused in the elevator. But that's the start of the True Lab. There's Napstablook in the new ruins. There's the waterfall, the new waterfall. There's an ice cream, because I can't not show an ice cream. There's the player being spotted by Alphys. That's the I think the start of the electronic maze there, or the invisible electric maze. There's the lab. Still need to actually where is it? That's a joke scene as well. That one they're just showing off with the lab. I still need to do the background for that, which is just like giant cave walls, but it's no big deal. And then this scene, I've had it, if you look in every other trailer that I've done for this, I've always had the player character sitting down at the statue of what we can see here as like Asriel cradling Kara from the surface, but of course the player doesn't know that, and Frisk doesn't either at this point. And to make it even more mysterious and crazy, I've deliberately destroyed Asriel's face, so it's a shock when we see it later on. But yeah, this was a scene that I've reused over and over and over again, because it's very sentimental and impactful. So the player character again reaches that point and then sits down. It's kind of like a moment of self-reflection where they can sit down and just be like, oh, let's take a breather from getting chased through like most of Waterfall by the crazy fish lady. Please just take a moment of self-reflection. I'm just gonna have some deep breaths and oh, there we go. It's kind of like that scene. I didn't want to like totally lore dump in that either on that statue, but I want there to still be a bit of like player dialogue for that statue. Mainly because it ties into the playthrough that I did ages ago. But then here we go, we got the True Lab bit, which I'm going to animate again, obviously. But this is versus Lemon Bread. As you can see, the lights go off there. I remember telling everybody I wanted the True Lab to basically be like a crazy horror section that reminded everyone of like Dead Space. Frisk's like, what the heck's he gone? Now this is the bit where I was again doing the whole mental element that I was on about before from Evangelion. So we've got the player experiencing regret for certain things, and then we've got the intro to Hotland, Toriel again, because she looks so good there. Now this was another bit in the True Lab of player and Frisk switching places. Frisk obviously has done one run before at this point, so that's why they've got the heart locket there. They're reaching out to pet the dog amalgamate. And the dog amalgamate's like, no, I want to play. I want to play. Then we got the render of Undertale again, which suspiciously always lags at that bit. Like, everyone might be thinking it's the feed, but for some strange reason, that render just lags at that bit. It's really strange. I'm going to have to, like, re-render that. Then we've got one of Alphys's recordings. All of Alphys's recordings for the True Lab are done with a dictaphone, which for those who don't know what a dictaphone is, essentially it's a handheld recording device that can be used to record just audio. It's an old one now. Not many people will use them anymore, if anybody really, because you can use your phone to record audio and everything nowadays. But a dictaphone, if you look it up, is basically it's more or less like a microphone that you can carry around, and it has a small storage bit on it where you can store audio, and then just transfer them onto like a computer later on. But yeah, the idea is that Alphys is recording all of these, but because we're looking into this, or rather I wanted it to be animated, what we essentially see is it from Alphys's perspective as she's recording things onto her dictaphone, which then get read out by the terminals that you read in the game. So we've got one of them, which is Alphys completely panicking and just freaking out because she's not entirely sure what to do anymore. And then there we go, there's another reference to the Evangelion scene where the player and Frisk are basically getting their brains completely wrecked by bad memory, Reaper Bird, and I'm trying to remember what else I put in there. I think it was Everyman. But yeah, there was all the other stuff as well that that is affecting the player, which has filled them up with like regrets and things. Obsession, madness, self-loathing, self-harm. Then it goes inverted. Self-blame, guilt, depression, and then you've got a good clean shot there of the bad memories. So many of them, you know, and they all do the creepy wibble wobble thing. But I want these to actually be different. I'm thinking of making them like either a particle or a geometry node, and the way that that's going to be different is that I can then have them sort of look as though they're surrounding everything. That's going to be crazy. I still want that to kind of play out the same. Then we've got Asriel. I hate having to explain that bit, but yeah, this is Asriel promising Kara on Kara's deathbed that they'll go collect the souls. This is the old version of it. This was before I redid New Home and the Ruins, and because I didn't reanimate this bit, this is the old version where Asriel's like, yeah, oh, okay, I believe in you. I'll go get the flowers, and then I had to put Sans in here. So it's like the first one we just stashed Sans in the new version of New Home, where he's doing his line about Asgore gonna crush you, and then we got him doing his little wink at the camera from Snowden. This is actually one of the scenes that people haven't seen where Frisk is actually sat behind the lamp here. And this is the one where Sans is literally looking straight at the player or Frisk here and just being like, so anyway, Papyrus, I think it'd be great if you just took a look behind this lamp, then winks at the lamp. Frisk's busy having a panic attack, like, how can he not see me? What's going on? But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And coincidentally, when I cut these up, it just happened to cut in such a way where it makes Sans look as though he looks from one side of the screen, and then it just smoothly looks like he looks straight towards us and then winks. So yeah, that was the new trailer, which is only exclusive. It's made up of old footage now, which will be redone. But yeah, the whole deal with, you know, like the player and everything, my new idea for that, to avoid any hassle, is to still have reference to the actual player and Frisk being this like two different entities, but there will be literally points where, yeah, the player's still visible, but at the moment it's like very choice, quick sort of scenes where it's like, yeah, you won't see much of them, they'll be there, but it's more sort of like audio stuff now where it's layering the audio over the top of Frisk, so the player will occasionally come through in the voice acting, so you'll be able to hear both of them. You know, the best way I can describe it is like if you're familiar with Dragon Ball and the way that they do it with some of the characters that merge into each other or fuse. You know, where you have like two characters that sound different, but when they merged, both of the voices kind of come through. Basically, kind of like that for the idea. That's how I'm thinking of approaching it now. It just makes sense that way. I love the way we immediately just like go back to this now, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, we're doing stuff. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is put all these rectangles in here, and then change this up so we've got enough of them. We'll do like 60% of the scale. And then we can just place these all in location, and then we're good. But yeah, it's like I was saying, the whole deal with like Nick Nitro, as I didn't want to waste their efforts for like audio and stuff, because they'd spent literally like a couple of days working on Last Goodbye, I think it was, like a version for like a new version for Immersiontale, and I was like, I'm not going to do a really crappy edit for this, because normally I'll edit stuff based on the audio, so I'll try and like pace it. And I just wasn't, prepared to like butcher another fan's music track, while trying to drop a new trailer in like basically 2 nights or less. So it's like, I'll just wait and use Nick's version in another trailer at some point. Or even Unstable Fusion from Steven Universe. Yeah, that would actually be pretty good. Especially considering Undertale fans are very familiar with Steven Universe because of some of the music used for like music videos and stuff. Oh, hey, Spamton. Hey, you seem to really enjoy Undertale. Well, I have a hot deal for you. It's Deltarune. You want it. It's Deltarune. I absolutely love Deltarune. I don't know who's my favorite character from it, though. It's like, the easiest options would be to say, like, probably, like, Chris or Susie or Ralsei. They'd be, like, the 3 easiest characters to be like, oh, I like them, because they're the main cast. But, I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to think of all the extra cast members. I've said Birdley once before. I really like Birdley's progression in part 2, going from like just a smug character to kind of just being a nice guy that's a little bit kind of dim when it comes to what other people think about him. People are like, oh dude, Birdley's just disgusting, he's a terrible incel or whatever else. It's like, no, he's just a guy that likes to show off. And it affects his ego so much, And then he becomes slightly more redeemed when he takes an interest in Susie. So yeah, I like Birdley. And Jevil. Jevil's cool. Stronger Than You. I get PTSD from that. Still to this day, says Sammy. What? Stronger Than You being used from Steven Universe and Undertale stuff. Hey, Skyward. Okay, so here we go. I'll show you this now. We'll do checkbox 1. I'll save this as well so we know exactly what's going on here. Checkbox 2. Rest in pieces, Burgley. No, don't do Snowgrave. The boy does not deserve Snowgrave. I actually want to see what the deal is with like Alphys in future and stuff, and in Deltarune. That might be interesting. The moment Deltarune new chapters come out, you just know I'm going to be playing them. Like everybody else, basically online, but... I need to do really another playthrough of Deltarune just to have a laugh, because it's so good. Plus I really like Chapter 2, or Part 2, whatever you want to call it. I really like Part 2. Especially the ending, because Knock You Down is a fantastic track. What did I miss? Okay, so I've done a demo. I've done a demo in Blender yesterday for the core to show off kind of how that's gone. Oh, that reminds me. I can show you guys that before I Can we see what you're doing? Yeah, I'll show you the core and I'll show you what I've been up to now while we've been talking and showing off stuff, and I'll explain it. I'll just save this image for the moment, and then I can just use that through OBS instead of trying to do some crazy stuff. But yeah, this will be an example sheet. Character progress sheet. Like, Chapter 2 is so good. It's an absolute banger. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to add a new image, and I'm going to show you. I just subscribed to your channel, says Dragon. Oh, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the content. Here we go. So I'm just trying to find this now. Pictures, where is it? Character, cast list, no. Character progress sheet, okay. So this is what I've been working on. And this is all gonna look really weird until I actually explain it. Now let's downscale this for a moment. Oh, I'm messing around with the background here and it's overlapping my face as well. Okay, so let's just, oop, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to explain this a little bit after I just label some of this. Immersion. Okay. So we got that, and we got this image. So the image behind me here, I'm going to show you now. Pop. So this is my new idea of keeping track of every single character, right? And this is a lot more simplified than the other version that I had, which was a giant list of all the characters that I'd assigned originally at the beginning of the project. Instead, this deliberately focuses on just one character per time, and I can then send them off to people or just update people this way. It's a lot easier for me to keep track of. So what we have is the names of the locations, obviously accompanied by the different thumbnails. Then we have the character themselves, and the blocks along the bottom represent the stage of progress. For the moment, none of these have been done because of me literally just making this as a mock-up. But really, what we have is that Snowdin and the ruins for Frisk will be yellow, and the rest are kind of like basically red for the moment. But with other characters, this is going to be easier to see. There's going to be more characters that have yellow across all the areas. I know for a fact that Metaton has all yellow. Like, all the Metaton stuff got done really early, so, you know, that's great. So yeah, that's what I've been working on there for keeping stuff organized. And then I'll load up Blender here and we can go over to that and I can show you, because I imagine people have not seen the core, and I can show you the update that I made to it as well, the demo scene of the core. So, demo scenes are basically something that I throw together to give people an idea of how I want things to look. So, we're going to transfer over to that now. Boom. Okay, here we go. I love the way I can just, like, do that. My sexy rectangle, indeed. Okay, so this doesn't look like much at the moment. I've shown this off the other day. But we're back in the demo area for the core. And some people will have seen this already. It looks like a Smash Bros. Level, as some people have said, but essentially what it is just a section that I've made up myself. It's not from anywhere in particular. I've just taken assets that I've made and slammed them together to make it look like a proper area. So, as you can see now, everything's a little bit more 3D because I started giving the textures a little bit more depth. Floors a little bit, like, crazy because of how it is. I tried actually doing these details by hand, but I was not entirely satisfied with them by hand, so I don't know whether I should mix them together, but essentially it just makes areas pop a little bit more and makes everything look a little bit more 3D. So yeah, it's pretty cool at the moment. I'm enjoying it. Again, I like the lighting and everything in here, so I think this is gonna work as a nice sort of like demo area to then do the entire thing with. You know, like take these assets and just make the entire area. I absolutely love this music. And then all I need to do really here is add on the suspension underneath and the railings, and then a couple of like individually done signs, and we're good. And then of course we got all this stuff here that looks crazy. I like the lighting, says Lucky. Thank you very much. Like, I like the way that it looks overall. I don't know, like, about the depth and everything of some of the normals. I think I could probably do them a little bit deeper, but the problem is if I do that, it might look crazy. I have a joke for you, says Sammy. Oh? But yeah, we've even got, like, the bits in the wall here that have, like, bits missing where you can see the wire going in. Cone. Oh, you know what's funny? I actually changed my my VR chat avatar into a cone the other day. For those who don't know, in the Undernet, the other night when we did the event with Digi, what ended up happening was Digi messed up a little bit at the end and forgot Flying Snake's video and had to show it off at the end to everybody, but everybody saw like the fact that it was being done in, I think it was like VLC player. And obviously when you finish up something from like VLC in a video, it shows the little cone emblem or the logo. And what ended up happening was I started joking about it with everybody else and started going like, cone, cone. And then I took the joke a bit too far and was like, oh, we need more representation for cones up in here. When's the next update going to be for the Undernet hub where we can all get like cones and stuff? And I just started really leaning heavily into it, being like, oh, you shouldn't segregate cones in the Undernet. And then I started joking, saying the next Immersiontale update will literally have all the characters doing the lines in, but they're going to have cones on the heads. And yeah, we just started messing around like that, and everyone in chat was going absolutely insane, just spamming it with like cones. And Kara and Digi couldn't keep up, and Kara was like, we're not doing another update like that to the world and just adding cones. There's already enough. And I'm like, dude, stop discriminating against cones. You know, so it was a bit of a funny poke at Kara and everyone on staff, just being like, dude, give us the cones, man. We need avatar cones. So I deliberately went and found a cone avatar today. So I came into the Undernet for a little bit as a cone and was like, we need more representation up in here. So I may start a cone raid at some point in future and then record it. But yeah, that'd be funny. Skyward said, well, it was fun until we meet again. See you next time, Skyward. Hey, Toby. Give us the cones or we take your bones, says Loki. Put a Toby dog in a cone in the background. Oh my god, yeah, that'd be so cool. So yeah, I could easily put like a load of cones in here for a laugh. Is that the real Toby? Just go check the profile. You could easily check too on the profile to see whether it is Toby. But yeah, I need. Next time you see an Undernet staff in VRC, charge them with the cones is lucky. That will be funny. But yeah, I need to put the railings on here, I think. Is that the Toby Fox? You can just click on profile for people on YouTube and be able to find out. Hang on, where is it? If I go to YouTube, live stream, Toby, and then just go to, let's see. I literally should be able to find out whether it is or isn't, but it's not doing it for some weird reason. which is weird. Because normally you can easily find like Toby Fox on YouTube or whatever and find the profiles. Like if I just go search up, search up like Toby Fox on YouTube, I'm probably gonna get like 1 billion different accounts. I hate being skeptical. It's just that whole thing of it's like Toby probably has a different account. Have to get blocked by Toby. Oh, that's a video. Interesting. Oh god, I can't find anything. Okay. "20 fakes use Toby's, or the other use." Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I absolutely love Toby's work and everything. It's just the whole thing of it's like trying to trust profiles and stuff is a little bit awkward because when you know there's like 50 of them. Here's one for you. So this is the normal map, and by normal map I mean the bit that makes it look 3D. This is the bit for the wall at the moment, and I'll show you the one with the one that I made by hand. So I go to metal wall here. Close that. Close that. So what I did was I made this by hand by just messing around with one of the images. And honestly, I'm not so sure that I like the look of it, which is why I'm using the image as a normal map instead. So let's just open this. I'll show you. So there we go. The normals then look a little bit more crisp because I've modeled them myself, but I think they stand out a bit too much compared to the previous ones. Like I can easily do this with everything. As you can see, they're a bit more pronounced now that I've made them. And sometimes we get this kind of thing happening where you try and make them line up and they look a little bit funky. I'm not entirely sure. Dragonheart says, "Goodbye for now, all of you, especially Moody and Toby." Thank you very much, Dragonheart. Nice to see you. See, I don't know whether to do that for some textures, like have them be modeled like that, you know. It wasn't the real Toby, says Sammy. Yeah, I think Toby should have some sort of like signifying thing next to him, his profile. We got that there, and if I want it to be a little bit more clean, you know, I can do, where is it? Roof vent. Old voice Sammy's like, I'm still not sure if it was or wasn't the real Toby, and I'm like, Wait, what? in before everybody doubts Toby, and then next moment we find out it actually is the real Toby, and Toby's like, yeah, just because you said it wasn't me, I'm just gonna leave you guys alone now. It's like, wait, what? But yeah, this is another, this is another normal that I came up with, but I don't know whether, again, it looks better or not. Like, I could just make it pop, but here it's looking funky, you know, at range compared to the other one. So it's like, do I do it or not? You know, the joined ace is too new for it to be him. Oh, totally then. Totally not him. The thing with like these areas as well, I can even change the strength here of like normals. That moment where I just change the vents to be like super 3D. Like 0.3. And the walls as well, so you can do like 0.3. And you can then start seeing how I did the details and everything, where it's like, I'm not sure I should do that, because I think I want it to be a bit more subtle, so like 0.2 maybe. The thing is, again, I'm unsure as to whether I should do this, because it just reminds me of like a very old, like 2000s era video game where you're first getting into 3D and you're seeing like bump maps everywhere. Although it did make everything stand out a little bit more, it's like, So I may or may not take that approach at the moment, not sure. I don't know what you guys think about it, but like, I like it trying to look the best it can, you see? And I'm not sure whether that makes it look better or not. Definitely makes it stand out a little bit more, but it's like, does it look better? I'm looking at it from like different angles here just to kind of make my mind up, because I have to do the same with the floor as well. You know. Unsure about this at the moment. I do like how the lighting affects it there, though, where it looks like proper, like 3D metal plates there with the yellows and the reds kind of bouncing off it. So maybe. I guess we'll have to see for that. I'll just like do different versions, like especially with the floor and stuff, try and make it look as clean as I can. But yeah, where have I gone? Oh, there we go. But yeah, that's it for the moment. I'm going to do a little bit of this audio stuff and then I'm going to go to bed. So, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll slowly start getting through the audio now and figuring out what's been done, what hasn't been done, and then posting updates on that. So, until next time, bye!